Okay, just give me 1 second here, guys. I just saw that you guys saying no sound, so I'm just gonna see if I can fix that here. 1 second. Okay, let me know if that is better, guys. All right. So, sorry about that. I thought I was online. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay, and let me just kind of have to start over if you guys haven't heard me. Ugh, hate that when that happens. Okay, better. All right. So let me go back here, just in regards to what I was talking about, because you were hearing a muted screen here. Anyways, as I was saying, the new promo code here is October 20th, 20% off your order. That is available till October 13th. Now, you cannot use that promo code for the Taurus bed kit pre-orders because they have their own discount that's available on the website. Okay, so if you go to etherics.co, you'll see the Taurus bed kit pre-order campaign right on the homepage there. Just click on that. There's a description there. You can read all about the brand new version of the Taurus bed kit pre-orders. Okay, but again, you cannot use the promo code with it. Right now, the Taurus bed kits are in the States. They're in Los Angeles. They're basically just going through processing right now. So hopefully that processing will not take too long. I've estimated it to around the time of the end of October, but things can always be delayed. So to keep in touch, to keep updated with the bed kits, make sure that you are signed up either through the Etherics newsletter, which means if you've already been a customer, you're automatically signed up to it. Or if you can go to the home page, scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can sign up there as well too. Or you can also just stay in touch with our Facebook page here, facebook.com/etheric store, as I'll also be giving updates on the progress of the bed kits. They are currently on the way, right? But like I said, they have to go through the custom processing, which sometimes can take a little bit of time. Hopefully it won't take too long. But again, if it does, I'll be letting everybody know. So that's the lowdown in regards to what's happening with Etherics. And second announcement before I realized I was muted. This is the private sessions here. So again, the brand new full body source healing sessions is now available. So I've already gotten quite a few people signed up to it. I do about 3 or 4 of them per week because it's a lot of work. It basically takes me about 60 to 90 minutes approximately to do a full body source healing session for a person. Okay. So again, you can sign up. I'm basically looking to do them, I think, on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and possibly Fridays. So again, I'm doing quite a few client sessions with the full body source healing weekly. So you can check that out. So again, with the full body source healing sessions, you don't need to tell me exactly what conditions you have because I'm going to be scanning the entirety of your physical body. There is also an add-on feature which you can add on to your order that relates to the energy body as well too. So working with your chakras, working with your meridians, working with your nadi channels, working with the vital aura as well too. Okay, so that is also something that is available through the full body source healing session. Of course, today I will be doing some distance healing sessions on a couple of people, and we'll be ending with a group healing session as well too. Just a reminder, please don't ask me to do a full body source healing session here on the webcast. Okay, that is not possible because, as I said, it takes on average about 60 to 90 minutes for me to do a full body source healing session, right? And again, there's a price tag with the full body source healing session. So if you want a full body source healing session, you have to go onto the website and you have to purchase it there. Okay. What I offer here is maybe just like if you have 1 or 2 areas that are out of balance, or if you have a friend or a relative that needs some healing as well too, 1 or 2 areas that are out of balance. That's really what I do here on the webcast. Okay. It's a miniature healing session here. So again, you can just put your name down on the chat if I have time and I can get around to you. That's great. What I would suggest is you guys do it by donation. That way I can put you guys in priority sequence. All right. So again, everything else, 1-to-1 private sessions, distance healing sessions, 3-question private email sessions are also available through newearthteachings.com. And finally, everything on this YouTube channel, New Earth Teachings, is backed up onto our Odyssey channel, odyssey.com/@newearthteachings, and you can follow us there. All right, so now that I'm unmuted, you guys can hear me. I'm not too sure what was happening there. I think it was just a little bit of a fumble with the microphone I have here, so my apologies for that. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and bring Adronis in. Adronis is going to be talking about a particular subject of his choosing. Then we'll be getting right into your Q&A. Then we'll be getting right into distance healing. If you guys want to be in priority sequence, it's good to leave a donation. That's always appreciated. I thank you for that. Otherwise, I just go through the chat, first come, first served. Okay, so sometimes I'll even look for like good questions. If I basically see questions that I feel are repetitive because I've talked about them so much, I may skip those because you guys can just go back to previous episodes where I've talked about those specific types of things. I kind of look for something that's a little bit more fresh, something that I don't really talk about. Also, guys, I don't do any personal question answering. Okay, those are for private sessions. So if you have personal questions, I'll probably be skipping your question. Okay, so making sure that your questions are semi-personal or general in nature. By semi-personal, I mean, okay, it may affect you, but it's something that's also beneficial for other people to receive an answer about. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring Adronis in, and we will dyslexia again. We will go ahead and see what he has to say today. All right, here we go. I always get those dyslexia moments, right? Because I keep talking from the ego. That's what happens. All right, here we go. Terra Soul Star Sirius Adronis We are here. At this time, we bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. What we'd like to ask all of you to do at this time is simply allow yourselves to get relaxed, get comfortable, and tune in to the vibrations of Sirius, so that you may synchronize, harmonize, and align to all of the information that we have to share. Also understand that all of the information that we shall provide today is simply that of our perspective, our point of view. For all knowledge, all information, all creation itself resides within your very hearts, beings, and souls. In regards to us scanning the collective that is interacting together with this particular transmission today, we will speak to you much more about the heart of the earth and the importance of your bondage and connection and harmony with the earth. Why many of you are confused and feel that you do not have the answers for the questions that you are seeking often also has to do with the disconnection principle pertaining to the earth. A lot of this particular attention that is being brought forward through the great majority of you is focusing too much on human systems, human ways, human protocols, human procedures, human regulations, human laws. And as long as there is so much more of a focus upon these artificialized types of systems that are again just created through the mind of the human being, this is what creates a further disconnect, a further discord pertaining to yourselves and your connection with your beloved Mother Earth. What we would suggest is giving yourself 15 minutes. That's all we're asking. Giving yourself 15 minutes. If you are in a home and you have nature around you, just go and sit with that nature. Now, here's what we also suggest. If it's not too cold out, take off your shoes, take off your socks, and walk barefoot upon the grass. Walk barefoot throughout a park or through your own backyard or front yard or whatever you prefer, and just take 15 minutes. You don't even have to really do anything else. All we're suggesting here is for you to walk barefoot if the conditions are not too cold. If the conditions are too cold, then again, keep your feet on. And what we would suggest is finding a nearby tree, finding a nearby shrub, and just standing in the presence of that tree or that shrub. Or you could sit down by the tree, you could sit down by the shrub, and just be. We're not telling you to meditate. We're just telling you to just be. So, for example, if you are in a satisfactory climate where it's not too cold and you have absolutely no problem taking off your socks, taking off your shoes, and just being barefoot. And all we ask you to do is just feel nature as you walk, or feel nature as you're standing still, feeling nature as you're sitting down. And that's all we ask you to do. If you decide to go through a stroll to the park on the grass, then do it with bare feet and just connect and give yourself 15 minutes. Now, after those 15 minutes, we want you to reflect on how well you're feeling pertaining to your connection with the earth. Because all we want you to do is just be aware and just feel your connection with your feet touching the ground. Or feel the connection as you're by a tree. Or feel the connection as you're by a shrub. Feel the connection as you're by the grass. And just feel. Just be aware of your connection with the earth. If you are able to do this for 15 minutes, and you decide to do this regularly on a daily basis, you are going to notice that clarity is going to be your companion. This is actually what helps to eliminate brain fog. This is what helps to eliminate a great deal of confusion, because you will now start to get used to connecting with nature. As you connect with nature, nature herself is the epitome of stillness. She is the epitome of subtlety. She is the epitome of tranquility and serenity. And just by walking through your park in bare feet, just connecting to the grass, connecting to the earth, connecting to the soil, this is what's helping to remedy any particular forms of confusion, brain fog, hesitation, frustration, emotional overload, mental overload that you may possess. It absorbs it out of your body. It absorbs it back into the heart of the earth. And again, this is why we say that you are indeed Earth's children. The earth has made everything that she is simply for the intention of man to enjoy, to love, to bring compassion to everything that she presents to you. Why do you feel that she appears so beautiful to you? That you walk through her parks, that you experience her beautiful waterfalls, that you see these immense jungles and forests, that you see these beautiful valleys, these mountains, the oceans upon the planet, the beautiful blue sky, the fresh air. Particularly when you're walking through nature. You are feeling that beauty. You are bringing in that fresh, purified air that Mother Nature brings to you. Would it not make sense to spend more time in nature, even if it is just for 15 minutes? Because that is what's going to bring the clarity to you. Everything now starts to wash away. When there's problems, give it to the earth. As you're walking upon her grass, as you're walking upon her soil, give your problems to the earth. You're conflicted about money, give it to the earth. You're conflicted about family, about friends, give it to the earth. You're concerned about the way of the world, give it to the earth. And all you're doing is just walking, or standing, or sitting. But you are being present with the Mother Earth herself. You're connecting directly to her heart. And she will provide all of the comfort. She will provide all of the clarity that you could ever ask for. That's exactly her role here. She is the womb that has brought you together. Now, you will say, well, I came out of my mother's womb, and then my mother came out of her mother's womb, and so on and so forth. What we're talking about here is that you're in a womb right now, walking upon this planet. This planet is a living womb for you. It is to nurture you. It is to guide you. It is to assist you. It is to help you grow. It is to help you evolve. It is to help you advance yourself to the highest levels that you can imagine yourself to be, and going beyond that. That's exactly why the Mother Earth is here for you. She is a mother. You are inside her womb. And contained inside the womb, you will hear the beating of her heart when you listen. When you let go of the human systems for a day, even if it is just for 15 minutes, that is all that you require. And take this time to make this something daily, even if it's in your backyard. Even if all you have is an earthing mat that radiates the Schumann resonance, connect with that. Because that is the frequency to which you are coherent at the baseline, representing Mother Earth. Connecting through the Schumann resonance, connecting through Mother Earth's pulse, Mother Earth's heartbeat. Connecting with that resonance for 15 minutes, and the clarity will come. This is our suggestion to you, and as you continue to work with this, you will see how clarity is now your greatest companion, no longer confusion. All right? We thank you for allowing us to share this interaction together with you, and we will now begin with your question and answer period. One moment, please, as we return to the conduit. Okay, very good. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to questions now. I think we do have a couple donation-based questions here. Okay. So Gudrun, yeah, I responded to you prior to the broadcast. So I know you wanted a full body healing, but like I said, that needs to be done through the website. If you do have a request with one or two requests, either for yourself or somebody else, you can still feel free to put that in, okay? Let's go down the list here a bit. I'm glad you guys are just telling me, hey, Brad, no sound, what's going on? Are you muted? No sound. Glad I have the chat next to me, so I can check that in. I can tune into that. Okay, so I'm just going to go to donation-based questions here first, and then we'll go into other questions that are on the chat. So this is a donation-based question from Bebito7, so thank you, Bebito. Bebito says, Adronis, what is the best way to serve others? Okay, it's a good question. Let's go ahead and bring Adronis in through that. We thank you very much, Bebito7, for your question about what is the best way to serve others. Is to realize that there are no others to serve. You're just serving yourself. That's really the way to look at it. Well, Adronis, how would that work? Well, as Brad has constantly told you, and as we have also told you, it's very important that you're working together with taking care of yourself first, where you're cleaning yourself up. You are looking at these worries, you are looking at these concerns, you are looking at these conflicts, you are looking at these traumas, and you're working to soften them all. If you are willing to soften all of these things that run rampant within you, pertaining to your own duality, that shows that you actually care about life. And now we're not meaning to be harsh with you, but if you feel that you are basically just drowning in your own sorrows, in your own conflicts, in your own traumas, and that this is all there is to your life, you do not honor life at all. And we mean that because you are allowing yourself to stay confined within problematic situations that constantly bring you down, and you're not living through life. You're in survival, which means you're coping with survival, and you are not living at all. To live in this life is to truly appreciate where you are, who you are, what you are in this very moment. If you are not in the moment, you are not in life. You are again distracted by the past, representing memories. You are therefore distracted by the future, representing imagination. And you're not present here, which means you're not connected to life. So when you start to clean yourself up, because you want to get better, because you want to get well, because you want to move into your natural self. Truly, you don't even have to move. You already are the natural self, but you have these blinders on. You have these veils over your face. And the best way to serve is to work with yourself firstly, because you are not going to experience the blinders of others. You are not going to experience their conflicts, because you are completely contained in your own bubble, because you are shrouded, you are surrounded by these veils, and you learn to take them down. This is why we're suggesting walk in nature, work with nature. As you start to clean yourself up, when you look at others in that way, you only see yourself. There is nobody else here, as we've talked about numerous times. There's nobody else here in your life. You're it. Because when you start to take down more and more of these veils, you will see how you are interconnected with every person, with everything, with every situation, with every event. It's all you. It's all your dream. It's all your experience. It's all your platform. It's your universe. And you will know this as you clean. As you go within, as you scrub yourself clean, as you work to soften, to lighten up, to forgive, to let go, all of that becomes clean. You are no longer under the mercy of a debt-based karma. And now you start to see and feel everything. You start to feel the thoughts of others. You start to feel the impressions of others. You start to feel the actions of others. And you realize it's all just me. It's all just the I am. So as you ask the question, what is the best way to serve others? Serve yourself first. That's the best way. Because then you realize there are no others to serve. It's all just me. And as I am loving and appreciating who and what I am, that will reciprocate to the extensions of yourself, to which others represent. You see, you look at others and you think there's a separation there. And we have told you, and your great masters from many thousands of years past have told you, there is no separation. There is no you and me. There is only is. There is only the I am. That's all there is. And again, this creates more and more confusion to the intellectual mind, because the intellectual mind does not understand the infinite. Cannot be done. It only knows about finite boundaries. It only knows about its compartments. It only knows about its dividers. It only knows about its segregation, believing, well, I'm here and my father is over here. My mother is over here. My partner is over here. My children are over here. And we're all just these separate cubby holes contained in this very large compartment. No. That's an illusion that you're spinning. That is not the truth. When your veils are dropped, you will know the truth. So, what can you do to serve? Serve yourself, because everything comes back to the core. Everything comes back to the center. It goes back to that saying, all roads lead back to Rome. Well, then you have to see yourself as Rome. And as soon as you see another person, you're not seeing another Rome, you're seeing a road. When you see your mother, you're seeing a road. When you see your father, you're seeing a road. When you see a politician on the television, you're seeing a road. All roads lead back to Rome. All veins, all tendrils, all of those roots return back to the core. You are the core. And as long as you feel that you need to keep going outside of yourself and taking care of these things, then again, you're not serving the core of yourself. It needs to come from in here. It does not come from out there. So to serve is to work with yourself, clean yourself up, drop the veils, and you will know the truth. And that is what you can do to move yourself into perfection, into union with the divinity that you truly are. All right? We thank you for your question. Okay, very good. Thank you, Babito, for your question. Just going down, and I see a believer. I was about to say a Believer for some reason. But it's a believer. Thank you for your donation. A believer says, Adronis, can you send me healing for a sinus mass? Need to have surgery, either cancer or polyp. Okay. Well, we're not at healing yet, a believer, and it's not Adronis that does the healing, it's me. Okay. Well, I would say basically it's spirit, but I'm just working through the vessel. Okay. So a believer, I will keep your donation aside for now. When we get into healing, I will come to you and you'll be first in line for the healing. Okay. So we'll get into that very shortly. We're just not on healing yet. We're probably going to do another 15, 20 minutes of questions first, and then we'll get into 3 volunteers for healing. Okay. And then we'll end with a group healing as well too. All right. So let me just go back up here and just kind of go down the list. I don't think I had any other donations. I think it was just those 2. Okay. Let's see. Going down. So this one here is from, I think it's Ike. Ike says, hi, Brad and Adronis. It looks like our freedom is based on our understanding of creating lives that we desire. How do we overcome these negative energies and really bring about the change we desire? By eliminating desire. Okay? Because desire is control. Okay? There is something that is referred to as a wholesome desire. Now, what is a wholesome desire? It is for you to return to union. It is everything that complements the whole. It's everything that complements the one. Okay? That's the only wholesome desire there is. One is to know God. One is to know the divine. One is to be in wholeness with everyone and everything. See, those are wholesome desires. But what happens through us is we start going into this phase of separation. It's like Ramana Maharshi of how he would put it. He says, well, what is this I that you keep saying? You keep talking about I should do this, or I should do that, or I would want to do this, or I would not do that. What is this I that you keep saying? What is it that's masquerading as this I? And that would represent the ahamkara, that would represent the ego. I-ness. Okay? That's the true nature of what we refer to as the ego. Right? A lot of people basically get into the psychological profiling in regards to the nature of ego. And thinking, well, the ego is here to help make decisions in that sense. Well, those are psychological processes, and those are not really relevant. What we're talking about here is the ahamkara, which represents everything pertaining to I-ness. Right? I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to take care of this. Right? So as soon as we start letting the ego, the ahamkara, start to run amok and feel like it's running the show, that's where you're in those big stooping states of desires. Okay? The whole idea here about how one becomes truly free, they should have no desires and no belief systems whatsoever. That's how you're free. Okay? It's not to say that you can't live in a house. I'm not saying that you need to be a yogi and you need to go into a cave and you need to have a rice bowl and you need to take ohms. Okay? That's not what's being said. You can have a big house. You can have lots of money in your bank account. You can have a car in the driveway. You can have a family. Okay? You can have a career. You can work. In fact, there's a lot of beautiful, enlightened beings here on the planet that do all the modern things. Now, do they need any of those things? Nope. Okay? Which means if all of those things fall away, they're still okay. Or I lost my house. Okay. No problem. I just let life flow with me, and I know everything will be provided as it needs to. There you go. That's the idea of a desirelessness. And that's really my sadhana, constantly, on a daily basis. Even though I love this house, I love all the things here that serve me, am I okay if all of those things fell away? Yeah, completely. Okay? I have a truck here in my driveway, and I enjoy it. I appreciate it. I'm glad it gets me from A to B. But if it fell away, would I be okay? Sure would. Okay? So this is what you're learning to work with as a daily sadhana, right? Your daily practice, right? Your discipline of yourself is to say, even though I have a nice house, even though I have a car in the driveway, even though I have some good amount of money in my bank account, even though I have my family and I have my friends, if any of those fell away through the impermanence that they are, would I be okay? And if you can say, you know what, I will be okay. I'm going to work to soften those attachments every single day. And that's you eliminating desires, and that's you eliminating belief systems. Okay? Because that's what confines you in the nest of ahamkara, which we refer to as I-ness. Okay? That is a Sanskrit term which truly represents the ego. Okay? I've seen people basically try to define ego through Freud or through Carl Jung and that stuff, and that's not the ego we're talking about. Okay? That is much more of the psychological basis, and that's aspecting an ego, and that's not the true ego. The true ego always represents I-ness. Okay? It represents the nature of the ahamkara. And if that's what we're working with, because we're fueling up desires and we're fueling up belief systems, and I got to go help this person, but I can't even really take care of myself, right? You're going to find difficulty there. The greatest clarity to help, quote unquote, another person is that you yourself have gone through similar experiences and knowing that you have personally resolved it. We are not here to fix or to change or to manipulate anybody, right? All we're here to do is just present. We present what is being given through the natural flow that represents the divine within us, the union within us, the God within us, the self within us, the soul within us. That is the true liberation. Now again, I'm still working through my daily sadhanas to let things go, because there still may be certain things that I have not been able to let go of yet, that I maybe have not discovered or I'm still working on. But when I discover them, they'll be gone in a flash. Okay? And that's maybe how some people may ask, well, Brad, do you have it all together? Do you have all of your desires in check? I said, well, as far as I know, the desires that I'm aware of no longer are desires. They just become states of service, right? So here I am being served in a house. Here I am being served with a vehicle. Here I am being served with a partner, right? All of these things. And they're wonderful, and I appreciate it, and I'm happy to share my life with these things, with these people, right? With my family, with my friends, with my loved ones. I'm happy to share that life. There's no doubt about that. Now, do I need any of that? No. Not at all. Do I need this house? No. Do I need that truck? No. Do I need the money in my bank account? No. Do I need my partner? No. Do I need my family? No. Do I need my friends? No. Do I need my loved ones? No. Do I need Adronis? No. Okay? And that's the mentality that you're doing. And that's where what you're telling yourself over and over and over again, right? When you're overcoming negative energies, well, first of the whole idea is that negativity doesn't do the trick. Negativity is not it's not the clarity that you're looking for, right? If I say that something's positive and if I say that something's negative, you're only looking at absolutes. You're still looking at a duality. If something represents a plus sign and something represents a negative sign, you are in duality. That is not resolving the duality within yourself. And as long as you continue to live in duality, you will suffer. It is about erasing the positive, and it is about erasing the negative. Now, when you first begin this path, you may start to use those type of labels. Something is positive for me, something that's negative for me, and that's fine. But that is only meant to be short term. You want to completely eliminate those labels, and you want to simply see what is duality and what is non-duality, right? When I'm in the non-dual, I am completely content, I am completely centered, I am here with the self, right? That is the non-dual, right? It really just comes down to everything is the self. I am the self, and that's it. Anything that does not complement that would fundamentally be a duality, and that's what you're clearing away. So when you're looking at Advaita Vedanta, when you're looking at Neti Neti, when you're looking at Zen Buddhism, and all these different systems that promote the idea of the non-dual, they will always tell you that, right? There is only the self. The self is all there is. And so again, working together with that, this becomes your sadhana. If I have such a fixed attachment on something, can I soften it each and every single day until there is no chain, there is no shackle that remains within myself? And that's when you're free, right? Because I observe the world, all right? I have next door neighbors here as well too, and I just kind of observe when they're in conflict. And it kind of gives me a reminder, I remember that I used to be like that at some particular point, and now I no longer relate or identify with those particular things that represent pain body conflicts. Okay? You'll get to that particular point. You'll just observe, you'll just witness. Doesn't mean you're butting in because you're trying to change your neighbors because they're arguing about something, right? You may just be in the backyard and all of a sudden you're overhearing your neighbors talk about something. And you're just kind of observing and say, I remember I used to be like that quite a few years ago. And I'm actually quite thrilled that that's no longer the type of life that I live. And I'm just going to give love and compassion to those neighbors because they're me, right? I am. This is why I say it's not about others. See yourself through every single person, through every single thing, through every event. See yourself. Because that's exactly why you bring it in. It's all a reminder to yourself on a conscious, on a subconscious, and on a superconscious level, right? So to creating lives that we desire is not the answer. If you desire life, you will go through speed bumps, you will go through turbulence, you will go through turmoil because you have desires. Rather, if I just live life, knowing that life is the I am, I'm free. Okay? This is a concept, my friends, that humanity is not going to fully understand for about 1 million years. Okay? There's going to be the majority of people on this planet that are not even going to be close to living in this way. It's going to be a very long time for the collective of humanity. Now, for some of us, it could be quite a breakthrough. We may have 5, 10, 15, maybe 20% of the population that will get this over time. That may be a span of centuries, right? But then again, there's the majority, right? We're looking at the 90, the 85, the 80, the 75% that will not get this. And they will continue to be the hamster on the wheel because they're still living a dualistic life, right? And again, you're still seeing yourself as they are and they as you. So the key here is to be desireless. The key here is to be dispassionate. The key here is to completely let go of any ties, any bonds that tell you, here's my belief system. All of that becomes nullified, becomes destroyed, right? Because just as much as you are a creator, you are also a destroyer. Okay, that's the natural cycle of how creation itself is. There's creation and then there's destruction. When you are able to let go of something that no longer serves you, you destroy it. It becomes deconstructed, right? Destruction. So again, a lot of people are afraid of that. About, well, I'm just here to create. Okay, well, have you ever moved past something? Have you ever transcended something? Have you ever given something up? Yeah, I have. Well, that's destruction, right? You have deconstructed that from your life. And now you're allowing something new to come together. You're leveling the foundation and you're building a new foundation. You're tearing down that old tower and now you're building something beautiful. Okay? That is destruction and creation together. They're meant to coexist. But when you start doing it naturally, you realize it's all just one anyways. All right? So again, I could probably go into this topic quite a bit, but I think it's a very good question. I'm glad you're asking it because it's something that I feel people are still struggling with. It's something that still comes across quite commonly in many of my sessions as well too when I'm talking to others. All right? Thank you for your question. All right, I got a donation here from Fatima. So this is again another healing request. So again, guys, just bear with me. We'll be getting into healing requests here in about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to take another 1 or 2 questions and we'll get into that. Okay. All right. Okay, so I don't mind answering this question because it is something that is quite common. I've met people in that sense who have had similar situations. This is from Jilly Bones. Jilly says, my son, Bo, thinks he has a demon and does not want to live anymore. Does anyone have any suggestions on what I can do to help him? Just love him, right? Just love and support him, right? A lot of people will think that they have demons in them, okay? And as I scan them, it's not to say that the attachments are the problem, as I've said, right? They may have some particular attachments that are connected to them. But the whole idea here in that sense is that if you're noticing that there are entity attachments within another person, the key is to look at their patterns. And all you're doing is you're giving them the nurturing, okay? You are being the gardener and you are nurturing the field. Okay? When you see someone in pain, you are being a living nurturer for them. You're nurturing their field, right? Tell them how incredible they are. Tell them how beautiful they are, how there's not another being like them in all of creation. How beautiful, how wonderful, how blessed you are to have him in your life, right? And he said, if you do not want to live for you, how about you live for me? How about you live for all the people who love you and care about you? And that will give them a different perspective. Oh, I don't want to live anymore. Well, have you realized that everything that you are is life itself? Because life certainly seems to love you, just as I am part of life and I love you, right? That's something that they have to stretch out, because even when we feel that we have these tendencies, as, oh, I just don't want to be here anymore, that becomes selfishness. And a lot of people will get into that particular degree of wanting to feel like they don't want to be here anymore, because I've met quite a few of them, right? I wouldn't say they were suicidal, but they're contemplating these thoughts within their mind, right? And basically the whole idea is a lot of it comes out of a state of attention, right? They feel like they want to be fed nurturing and support, but they're not going the right way about it, right? They are basically calling for help, but what they're actually doing is they're damaging and disrupting themselves tremendously, because they think that they do not need to be here, that they don't want to be here, that I should be somewhere else, I'm going to be somewhere peaceful. Well, firstly, you have to understand, if you have problems, your problems are going to follow you, okay? Does not matter if you're incarnated in a body or not, okay? If you leave this world, that problem is going to stay with you. That's not the answer, okay? Taking yourself out because you can't handle life is never the answer. In fact, it's going to make things worse. And so that's something that's very, very important to tell people, right? Because they think, oh, if I just end it all right here, I'm liberated. This is what I talk about, is the true nature of the fear of death. The true nature of the fear of death is nothing about you losing a body. Many of you will be liberated by that idea. If I just ended it all and I didn't have to be in this world anymore, oh my goodness, hallelujah, everything will be perfect. Wrong. Because again, when you're looking at your pain is within yourself. It is you. So it does not matter if you leave this body, you go off into the astral planes, and you continue to suffer. You continue to hurt. In fact, it would be a lot more intense about you leaving this body and going off into the astral plane with all of that suffering. You will basically be living in nightmares. And it'll be way more intense than what you're going through here physically. Did you guys know that? This is why I say it's not the answer. Rather, how about we cooperate? How about we work together? How about we develop a cooperation of healing here, where I can help you through that? So this is where the 6 steps come in. Right? This is where we're doing the abidance method, the process to ending all suffering. Right? So Jilly, that may be something you can introduce to Bo. You want to clear away those things. This is what you have to do. Right? If I feel I have a demon inside of me, it's not about the demon, it's about how I act. It's about the patterns that I express through myself. Right? If I feel I'm angry at people, if I feel I yell at people, if I throw things, if I raise my voice, all of these things, those are the tendencies that are coming in, right? So what I would suggest, Jilly, is talk to him about how life loves him, right? And if he's willing to heal this all up, this can be done, okay? So we go into the process to ending all suffering. We go through the 6 steps. And all you're telling, okay, you've done all that. Can you soften this a little bit more? Can you let this go? Okay, I'm at the top tier. Can I let this go? Maybe not yet. Then I'm just going to soften. What do I do to soften? Heart rate variability breathing. Om chanting, right? Into yourself. Mental, verbal chanting. Either of them is fine. But you're doing that to soften yourself and soften yourself and soften yourself. And the pattern itself gets destroyed. It gets eliminated. It transcends, right? You transcend that entire pattern, and now it just turns into a burst of light. You've destroyed it, and now it becomes harmony back into the one. So again, these are some simple things that I'd recommend, because again, I've dealt with a lot of people over the 15 years that I've been doing this work now for 15 years straight, talking to tens of thousands of you, right? All the time, whether it was communicating with Adronis or me just talking to you guys as well too. This isn't my first rodeo, right? I've learned a lot by working together with, I'd say probably close to about 20, 25,000 people right now, okay? And I've learned a lot through those experiences. And this is exactly why I'm able to share these things that I can with you, because I've been out in the field, right? And learning a lot of these things. It has nothing to do in that sense about you focusing on a demon, focusing on an entity attachment, because I get people like that. So, oh, Brad, they got entity attachments. And so what? What's their patterns? What patterns are they expressing here? Oh, well, they feel very, very distressed because they felt abandoned when they were younger. They've had a lot of rejection issues. Perfect. That's exactly what we need to work with. We need to work with their traumas. And we need to bring that recognition of the trauma that is there. We need to document it, right? And now we need to start softening. We need to start lightening it up. We need to start inquiring. And then we can start moving into a state of breakthrough, okay? We're healing ourselves through this. As that happens, like I said, it doesn't need to be done in 5 minutes, doesn't need to be done in 20 minutes, doesn't need to be done in one day. If you spend some time softening something, even if it takes a whole week or a couple of weeks, that's a great breakthrough itself. Don't be so hard on yourself pertaining to your healing journey, okay? Some of these things can take time based upon that. Not everybody can heal so fast. Some people take more time. With me, I'm a very fast healer. Okay, but that's happened to me because I've developed myself over these past plus 15 years. Okay, for some people who are just starting out, it could be very slow. It could take some time, and it's okay to, but just keep softening yourself until you get to that top tier where you say, can I let this go? And then when I let this go, there's the breakthrough. Abide in it. Right? This is why I call it the abidance method, because that's the most important step. Most important step is to abide in your breakthrough. And that's what's going to liberate you, okay? So, Jilly, that's what I can share in regards to the situation with your son, all right? Blessings to you both, and thank you. Okay, guys, we're now going to go ahead and move on into some distance healing, because I already got 3 healing requests here by donation, so I'm going to work with those 3 people here today. So let me go down to a believer first, okay? So a believer basically was asking for healing for a sinus mass, needed to have surgery, either cancer or a polyp. Okay, so a believer, I will go ahead and work on you all together. So what you guys see here is what's referred to as a neutral pendulum. Okay, so I will be working together with this. If you guys are taking the Etherics Academy, you know exactly what this is. If you're not in the Etherics Academy, well, the 2nd semester will open up probably closer to summertime next year, and you can be a part of it as well too. Okay, right now I already have over 100 students, so it's doing quite well. But this is a neutral pendulum that I will often work with when performing healing, okay? So I'm going to be working with that with a believer, just to helping him out with his surgery. I'm not too sure if it's male or female, so I'll just refer to a believer in the best way I can, gender neutral in that way, because I'm not too sure if I'm talking to a male or a female. Anyways, we will go ahead and work together with the sinus mass, okay? Need to have surgery, either cancer or polyp. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. It'll just take a moment. Okay, believer, I'm just going to take a moment here just to tune into, just be a moment here. Okay, I'm just going to be tuning into your sinus mass here. Okay. Well, I'm noticing a very strong potency pertaining to spirit light that is now contained within your sinus mass. Okay. So as this continues day by day, I'm not too sure when your surgery appointment is, but if you let this happen, as you continue to let it improve, I'd say over a span of 30 days, you're going to notice that that particular mass is going to leave you. Okay. So everything is in place right now for that mass to recover. But like I said, you want to give it 30 days. If your surgery is sooner than that, then you just have to make a decision, okay? And I'm not here to interrupt your decision. But basically, as you asked for a healing request, that sinus mass is being worked on. And again, the source vibration is in it, and it's going to help to shrink it down, okay? But like I said, it can take up between now and the next 30 days. So just be observant of it. And if you want to leave me a feedback in regards to the healing, you can always contact me through newearthteachings.com. Just go to the contact page, and you can leave me a reply there if you like. Okay? Thank you very much for your request. I appreciate it. Blessings to you. Okay, let's go down the list here a bit more. Okay, I'm trying to remember the person who I was talking to before. Okay, I had a question here from Golden Rule. She left a donation. Golden Rule says, "Hi Brad, what is dark matter? Dark matter does not exist. Okay, there's no such thing as dark matter, just as there's really no such thing as photons. Okay, these are mathematical compensations. They are compensations that mathematicians will use so that they can balance their equations out. All there truly is, my friends, is the ether. And when the ether is perturbed, you have dielectricity and you have magnetism. Okay, the two geometries that exist within all of creation reside within that of the torus field, the toroidal field, and the hyperboloid, otherwise known as an hourglass. Okay, those are really the two only true geometries that exist. Everything else that you look at geometric patterns are renditions, or again, particular partitions of those two particular geometries. So when you're looking at the nature of dark matter, it's just an invention created by mathematicians to help balance out their equations. But math will not tell you the nature of the universe. It's not possible. It's not going to say as soon as you write an equation, oh, this is the entire purpose of the universe. No. Mathematics is a language, and it's a fine language. There's nothing wrong with it. But that cannot be used. You cannot have something that is impermanent to telling you what is permanent. It's not possible. Okay? For you to know what is for you to discover it, is for you to experience it, is for you to know it yourself. And it will not come through mathematics. It will not come through fractalization. It will not come through anything that you represent the idea pertaining to impermanence. You cannot use impermanence to know the permanence. It's not possible. Okay? And like I said, there's great things with fractals. You discover a lot of the universal makeup with fractalization. You discover a lot about the way that the universe itself functions, and mathematics and numbers can help you with that, but they don't give you the direct answer. There's only so much that they can do. Okay? So they use dark matter in the idea of trying to balance out their own equations and nothing more. Just like they use photons, gluons, phonons, and all these other things. They just make up these particular terms because they're basically materialists. And as they're materialists, they follow the atom. They follow the particle. They follow the bumping particles in that sense. And it's not accurate at all. It's basically a religion. It's a religion to worshiping atomism. Okay? It's no more different than being a Christian, being a Catholic, being a Buddhist, anything of that nature, right? It all represents fundamental ties to religious aspects, and that's all they're doing. So dark matter is an invention of mathematicians to assist in balancing out their mathematical equations. It does not even exist, right? So that's what I can share in regards to that. Okay. So I'm just scrolling through the list. I just want to make sure I got the people who I said I was going to get back to. I'm trying to remember the person who it was. I know Fatima here has a request. This one is from Nikki. Nikki says, so Gudrun, regarding MS, that is something that is, again, very complicated. Okay, so what I would suggest, Gudrun, is that you basically contact me by email. Okay, to work with MS, that's again, there's multiple issues there that need to be addressed. Okay, so what I would suggest is drop me an email, and maybe I can help you out in certain other ways pertaining to healing. Okay, drop me an email, neuroteachings.com. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so basically I see three people here. I see Fatima, and I see Nikki, and I see Julie. Okay, so I'm going to be working with these three people. Then we're going to end with a distance healing altogether, or not distance healing, a group healing with everybody. Okay, so let me go to Fatima's question right now. So Fatima says, "Hi Brad, would you please do a healing on my neighbor Manuel? He has recently had a kidney removed, and the other kidney valves, I guess you say, are not good either. He also has heart issues." Okay, so basically just working on his kidneys and his heart. Okay, yes, I will do that because I believe I've worked with Manuel before. All right, so we will go ahead and do that now. So Fatima, if you want to send loving energy to him in the background, you certainly can. But we'll go ahead and I will work on Manuel here. All right, so here we go. Okay, so we went ahead and finished work on Manuel. So he'll be recovering very, very well from what I can see here. Okay, so basically just took out a lot of debris, just a lot of clutter, a lot of obstructions contained within those particular areas surrounding those organs. Okay, so just helping to release them vibrationally. As they get released vibrationally, the physical body follows suit, right? So again, the natural energies of the body will always follow the vibration of the higher bodies. Okay, so we're looking at the emotional bodies, we're looking at the mental bodies, we're looking at the light bodies, we're looking at the causal body, we're looking at all these higher bodies. And when those higher bodies' vibrational disruptions, perturbations are released, the physical body has no choice but to reshape itself in accordance to those new changes that take place in the higher subtle bodies. Okay, so that's exactly what's happening with Manuel right now. So again, you can check up on him, see how he's doing, and between now and the next 30 days, we'll start seeing some big differences in regards to his health and well-being. Okay? You can always feel free to connect with me, Fatima. I know you do usually, so you can feel free to connect with me either on Telegram or on email, and you can let me know how he's doing over time. All right, thank you very much. Okay, let's go to Nikki. Nikki here has a request. Nikki says, may I please receive a healing on my left impinged shoulder? The pain is radiating through my entire left side of my body, but mostly through my neck, my jaw, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Okay, so there's definitely a source there, and I feel it has to do with the spine. Okay, so your spine is basically in a state of perturbation. Where there's a perturbation, every area that you have talked about will basically radiate that effect of pain. So again, it really is something that is in the left area of your spine. Okay, so we'll work on that all together, but I will work on your spine to helping you out with those particular areas. Like I said, whenever you put these things together, it's like connecting the dots, right? When I hear somebody talking about, yeah, I got a left side of my body pain, it's the neck, the jaw, the shoulder, the elbows, the wrist, yeah, okay, spine. It really just comes down to the spine. But I will work on those extended areas as well too, okay? So Nikki, just get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. Just follow the course of your breath as you breathe in and breathe out, okay? So I will take a moment to connect, and we'll begin. Om. So I'm saying it is your upper spine, Nikki, that is the most compromised. So we'll be working on that, okay? Okay, very good. So Nikki, you're going to be getting some really big recovery coming together. Okay, so like I said, this has to do, I think it's a combination of different physicalities. It's a combination of, again, emotional worry as well too. Like I said, whenever we have a great deal of emotional toxicity within our body, basically through tendencies, that can really impact the spine, right? The spine is kind of like the central unit of the body, right? So we get all of that particular form of perturbation. It often comes through kundalini perturbation, okay? So when we have an impinged shoulder, to me that's telling me that there's some kundalini perturbation there, okay? So we're just balancing out those areas that have been affected by the Kundalini perturbation, because as I said, Kundalini is always flowing up and down the spine all the time. Okay, it's not just dormant sitting in the coccyx of the body. Your Kundalini is the cerebral spinal fluid. So cerebral spinal fluid is always going through a state of flow. When you have a Kundalini activation, you're basically performing a Kundalini discharge. It's like a dielectric discharge that moves itself up the spine. And it represents, again, different forms of gaseous content. Helium is included for that. Helium is actually what enables the Kundalini to move up the spine altogether. Okay? But of course, we're not dealing with Kundalini activation here. This is a Kundalini perturbation. This is a problem with the cerebral spinal fluid because it has reached a state of perturbation based upon contraction, condensing. Okay? So there's a lot of confinement there. And so we're basically just loosening that up. Okay? That's basically what's happening. So you can let me know how things go between now and the next few days. You can always feel free to drop me an email, newearthteachings.com contact page. All right, thank you very much, Nikki. So we're going to end here finally with Julie. Okay, then we're going to do a group healing. This is all the time I have for today, guys, to do one more healing session. I just don't have any more time left. Okay, if you guys really need a healing session, please go to my website. Okay, go and do the three distance healing session if you want, or you can sign up for the brand new full body source healing session, because that is the most thorough. That is the most thorough healing session I've ever done in my life. So it's very, very good. And once you do that with me, you probably won't need another healing session for at least a few more months. Okay, so perhaps even up to a year. Anyways, let's go to Julie here. Julie says, "Hi Brad, I'm asking if you would please take the pain out of my hands today." Okay, so you got hand. I'm not too sure if your pain is referring to arthritis or anything of that nature, but where there's pain in the hands, we can go ahead and we can take care of that. Okay. So Julie, if you're with me right now, just go ahead, take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Just follow your breath and just let yourself relax. Okay, get into a state of non-reaction. Okay, if your hands are in pain, just go into a state of non-reaction, which means just observe, just witness. Okay, that's how we eliminate pain the best way. If you can just observe your pain without attaching to it, you're just constantly saying to yourself in your mind, non-react, 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 non-react. Okay, that's going into witness consciousness, and you'll notice that the pain fades away really quickly through that. But yes, we'll work on this today. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a moment now to connect, and we'll begin. Okay. So Julie, looks like your hands are going to be recovering. Okay. I had to go actually all the way to your spine. Okay, because it's not just the hands that are hurting. This again goes back into the spine. This goes back into the nervous system. This also goes into some neurological situations as well too. Okay. So all of that is being corrected right now through the spirit light. So again, if you're noticing some improvement, anything that you want to report, you can feel free to again contact me. Go to newerteachings.com contact page. All right. Thank you, Julie, for your request. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, we do have to move on to to group healing right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a combination of the release ball method and of the prana transmission technique. But firstly, before we do that, I want you guys to join me with Xiao Gong. Okay, because we're running out of time here, so I got to be a little bit quick. All right, let's see if I can see myself on camera here. 1 second. There we go. All right. So, with Xiao Gong, I'm sure some of you have tuned into this before. This is a good way of clearing out your pathways, clearing away any stagnant qi, clearing away any clutter that we're experiencing. Okay, this is a qigong practice, Xiao Gong, which means to collect work. Okay, so what I want you to do is just keep your feet together just like this, and then stretch them out in a V, and then move forward. Okay, and you're basically in a type of close to shoulder stance, or again, shoulder width apart stance here. Okay, this is what I refer to as the V pose. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a deep breath in, get to the top of your crown, and breathe out slowly as you're bringing the palms just facing your body, clearing away any particular clutter, and depositing that clutter directly into the lower dantian, or the navel of the body. We wait there for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and release. We do it a second time. Breathing in, breathing out, letting the palms collect the debris, the stagnant qi, down to the navel. 1, 2, 3, release. One more time. Inhale, exhale, to the navel. 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay, that is a very helpful exercise that I would suggest doing daily, okay? Because that is helping to clear away any clutter, any stagnant qi or prana within the body. So now we're going to go ahead and do a combination of the release ball method and prana transmission. Maybe I'll refer to it as the prana transmission release ball. Okay. So all I want you to do right now is I just want you to feel like you're giving yourself a body scan, like a ray of light is just slowly coming down. And I want you to detect any particular forms of abnormalities, whether they're physical, whether they're emotional, whether they're mental, whether they're energetic, okay? Just get a feeling of your body, like this green beam is just going all the way down to the bottom of your feet, okay? And you're detecting any abnormalities here, again, physically, emotionally, mentally. And now I just want you to go ahead and create a ball, okay? So you're just creating a chi ball right here. This invisible chi ball is going to function as your container, okay? And I want you just to feel like your heart is opening up, and you're just feeling all of the spewing of that stagnant qi or prana that again is physical, mental, emotional, and it's just being absorbed into the ball. Okay, so the ball is just absorbing everything coming out of your heart space. Okay, and you're just filling that ball. If it gets bigger and bigger, then just make the ball bigger and bigger. Okay. Once you feel you have all of that in the ball, go ahead and shrink the ball down so it's about the size of your palm. Okay? Because we're going to take the ball and we're just going to place it right here in the palm. Okay? So now we're just feeling like that ball that we placed all of that debris into is just attached to the palm of our right hand. Okay? And now I just want you to take your left finger and I want you just to put it in the center of your palm, because that is where you're going to be aiming the Om chant that you'll be doing. Okay? So I want you just to aim the Om chant directly there. Take a deep breath in, and I'm going to Om chant out loud. You can either do it with me or you just do it mentally. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times. Deep breath in. Om. Second time, you can place your finger in the center of the palm like you see me doing here. Okay, second time. Om. Third and final time, inhale. Om. Okay. I want you to tune into your palm. Is that energy ball still there? or is it completely gone? If it is completely gone, you're finished, right? If it's still there, go ahead and do another 3 rounds of the Om chanting, starting now, breathing in. Om. Okay. Do it another 2 times, then check in with yourself. I would say after your second round, quite commonly, that energy ball with all of that debris in there is gone. Now what you're doing is you're taking out the vibrational qualities, the vibrational perturbations of what is harming you physically, mentally, and emotionally. Once that is dissolved, the body now starts to completely rendition itself in a state of healing, because now it has basically had those particular forms of turmoil, physically, mentally, and emotionally removed. You've destroyed it, right? You've transcended it, whatever you want to call it, you've released it. Okay, and now the body can now just start to rendition itself, being free of those particular states of turmoil, turbulence, or again, perturbations. So again, guys, I do this quite a bit every single week pertaining to these healing measures. I would like you to keep practicing, okay? Guys, please get into your state of responsibility. There is no greater healer on this planet than you, okay? I'm appreciative that you guys come to me. You say, when Brad comes to me, I get a lot of healing done. Okay, that's great. And I'm happy to serve you. No problem, that's why I'm here. But I'm also here to encourage you. You have just as much power, right, to resolve yourself altogether. There is nothing special about me, okay? I'm just a vessel for spirit. You guys are a vessel for spirit as well too. So I really want you to get into the habit of being responsible and taking care of these matters. You have the power to do this yourself. It is within you. All you have to do is get behind it. Commit to it. Make it yours. All right? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of New Earth TV Live, and I'll be back again next week for more webcasts. I'll see if I can do some standalone videos this week now that I've finally got the moving out of the way. It took me a while, and my girlfriend a while, to get everything moved in here. It was a whole 2-week process. So now we're finally getting settled in. It's great. Now I can probably start moving into making some more videos as well too. So thank you again, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar. And may it be well with you all. Take care. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Earth Teachings on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can do private sessions with me, and also etherics.co. And through Etherics, you'll be able to pick up your Healing Code Cards body deck, your mind deck, and your energy deck through Etherics. You will also be able to pick up the Etherbed kit. That is also on Etherics as well. Not to mention that you'll also be able to pick up some apparel and accessories that is also available on Etherics. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar, and may it be well with you.